Well, can't do this to the audience. Can't do it.
Oh my goodness.
So is the camera there or there? I
So
see
we
that.
look here first, and then we turn,
okay.
and
Got
but
it.
we don't look at that camera.
Right. Okay.
We look at that one in the beginning. Audience.
Got it.
Good morning, I'm Sydney Salazzo. Manufacturers continuously strive for greater OEE, which stands for Overall Equipment Effectiveness. In fact, most discrete manufacturers have an OEE score of somewhere between 40 and 60%. For a CDMO, contract development and manufacturing organization, who's producing vaccines and medications, achieving a high OEE is even harder. I'm joined today by Xavier Hansen, Program Lead and Solution Architect with Thermo Fisher Scientific, and Sachin Mishra, a Global Digital Lead for Pharma and Biotech from Kalypso, a Rockwell Automation company, to discuss. Xavier, you and Sachin presented yesterday at Automation Fair about some work you've done together. What did Thermo Fisher set out to achieve?
Well, the challenge that we have, as you mentioned, is for a CDMO, we have a wide array of products and a wide array of clients with different requirements that we need to produce. And so we have to put OEE in a context, which is real-time operational efficiency. And that's why we work with our partners at Kalypso to build a solution called Digital SME that captures vast quantities of data, converts it to the right information, to the right person at the right time in the right context, so that we can manufacture our life-saving medicines in the optimal way by preventing any variance on the production line in real time, and also making sure that we address any stop loss or any slowdown of the line in real time.
That's incredible. So Sachin, tell us a little bit more about how Kalypso and Thermo Fisher Scientific work together to co-develop this solution, and a little bit about what kind of results it's generated so far.
Yeah, it's thank you, Sydney, and thank you, Xavier. It's interesting, every CDMO or manufacturer that we work with does not have a lack of data. So data's always been there. It's just what do you choose to do with it, and what information can you glean from it? So the first aspect of it was tapping into that data. So across every production line where we implemented DSME, the first thing that we did was acquire that data, contextualize that data to get those meaningful insights, and it has to be real time. Right, so a lot of what we used to do decades ago was retrospective. So once you have the data, you go back and you go analyze it.
All the
and
paperwork.
Hey, exactly, and then you go, oh, look, this is what happened. But you know what? It's too late.
Yeah.
So the first step was to actually get real-time access to that data. Once we had real-time access, we manipulated that information to serve the specific personas, the line side operators, the supervisors, the managers. And it has to be contextual to that persona because they need that immediate access. And what it did was it exposed where the bottlenecks were in real time so that the operators could then understand, these groupings of alarm events mean that there is a slowdown or a bottleneck, or here's where the issue is. So that was the first step of the process. And what that did was it equipped the operators to have a really good understanding of how that line was performing real time and what areas to go focus on from an improvement perspective. Those actions are then tracked to see were they meaningful, did they actually have an improvement, and if they did, it moved the bottleneck somewhere else, and we just repeated the process all over again. So what that's led to is a improvement not only in the OEE, right? Because that is let's say a measurement of how effective that line is, but more importantly, it empowered the operators and the supervisors to really understand how the production process works and exposes where the inefficiencies are at. So it really drove a lot of user interaction and let's say adoption of the solution, because it was serving their interests, their issues in real time.
Helping them do their job better, right?
Exactly.
Right. And what was key is that working with a partner with skin in the game, as we like to call it, like Kalypso and Rockwell, there's real product experience, right? And so our aim was to build user-centric solutions, human-centric solutions, so that our automated systems and our human teams are one collaborative whole, right? The essential aspect is that we had to think about the maintenance teams, the automation teams, the continuous improvement teams, the quality teams, and make sure that we serve, again, that right information to the right person at the right time in the right context, so that they can all do their job with optimal efficiency. And we're very happy with the results so far.
I love what you said there, because you really, sometimes when you implement these types of projects, the adoption from the people that are running them on the show floor can be poor, right? They see it as a competition to their role. But again, I think it's a great example of how you made their jobs easier, and they took a lot of pride in that and really helped drive the adoption of the technology.
Absolutely, and Kalypso did a fantastic job working with us there, where we did not build the solution and try to imagine how it could help everyone. We sat down with all of those stakeholders from the beginning and engaged and learned about their challenges and also opportunities for improvement. And we gathered all of those insights, right, the best practices from the line, and then we embedded them. We built the intelligence from the line into the solution, right? So the adoption then is not, as you said, competition with my job.
Right.
It's, you have built this solution to make my job easier for me, and to continue to deliver that quality, right? Because that's, we do not, it's an unconditional commitment to quality. We have to improve, but our leadership challenges us at all times to achieve digital transformation without shortcuts, because we are serving patients and we must always deliver the optimal quality to them.
It's a great example of digital innovation, Xavier. So what do you have next? Like, what's next for Thermo Fisher? What other opportunities do you envision?
Well, this partnership is off to a great start for our program. Obviously, we are now going to be leveraging some artificial intelligence capabilities. We've done some really interesting proof of concepts that we'll be happy to come and talk about at Rockwell Automation Fair next year.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're really talking about doing the full integration with that same principle of real-time operational efficiency and delivering the right information, but really going through EBRs, right, the electronic batch records, integrating with all of the different segments of the production process, all the way from the supply chain all the way to the delivery, right? Really, it's a question of going upstream and downstream and continuing to apply these valuable principles that deliver for the company.
Well, congratulations to you both on some outstanding results, and we look forward to talking to you again very soon at Automation Fair 2023. Thank you for joining us. Hello, I'm Sydney Salazzo. Mining is one of the most resource-intensive industries. Processing these metals and minerals comes with challenges, including complex ore mineralogy, remote operations, and the need to deliver the product within specification to the market as quickly and as efficiently as possible. I'm joined here today with Karen Sacco, Kalypso's Advanced Process Control Regional Delivery Manager, and Giuliano Arantes, Digital Account Executive from EMEA, to discuss the application of model predictive control in the heavy industries. Karen, the advanced process control industry is growing rapidly. Being the next step in optimization after the traditional control system, can you please explain a little bit more about what is MPC and when is it best to apply a Pavilion 8 solution?
Yeah, thank you. So MPC is a multivariable predictive control solution.
Okay.
Or to put it into context for analytics, it's a closed loop prescriptive analytics solution. And typically we apply MPC for continuous processes such as mining and minerals, cement, polymers, chemical, and also consumer produced goods such as dairy, French fries, things like that. When we look at trying to apply MPC, we're looking at problems such as not achieving nameplate for the mining production, or you've got different performance between the shifts, you've got a large variability in your quality. They're the kind of challenges that we see and we go, you know what, we think MPC is actually going to suit really well here.
So what does the Pavilion 8 solution do? How does it help?
So what it does is you're basically looking at your business objective. So if you look at how you're traditionally controlling your plant, where an operator's adjusting set points to a PID, and the operator's, I'm trying to just keep things running, MPC writes down to those set points, and it's really looking at getting throughput, improving throughput, reducing variability so you can push harder and get better quality, and reducing things like energy usage and reagent usage and I guess cost per ton really of producing materials.
Well, thank you, Karen. So, Giuliano, Karen talked a little bit about what the technology is. What challenges do you see customers experiencing when trying to implement these types of solutions in the heavy industries?
Yeah, the main issue we face normally is the lack of information. So it's either the information is not there, so there is no instrumentation, or there's also the quality of this information. So they have something, but it's not really representing the reality.
Okay.
Right, so there's a lot of issues regarding information itself. Because in the end of the day, if we cannot measure, we cannot control. So that is the main challenge. But that is the nature of the, let's say, the heavy industry, right? So you're making money with stuff that is on the ground, and you normally don't see all the details, right? So we have a pyroprocessing applications where we are burning stuff, alternative fuels, and you don't have information about calorific value online. You don't have chemistry information online. So it's a lot of things we don't know what is going on. With that said, we have a lot of ways to mitigate this problem, right? Because we understand the problem, so we can do smart things to compensate the lack of information. So we bring this as disturbances, we can create soft sensors with machine learning. We have a ton of things to do, but the important is to understand the process, talk to our clients, and understand their needs.
So once we get that information, Karen, which is hard to get at, but we're able to do it with this solution, what types of business results have we seen customers achieve by implementing a model predictive control solutions?
So typically we see return of investments less than 12 months, and especially
Wow.
when you're looking, and significantly less than 12 months for if you're looking at higher value commodities such as gold, for instance. We've done recent work with Newcrest Mining and Harmony Gold. We've done grinding applications, flotation applications, and autoclave, and all of those have been significantly less than 12-month return on investments. We've seen outstanding results with our solutions, and not only is that providing value in terms of improved throughput, improved recovery, but it's also, that reduction of specific energy per ton and reduction in reagents. So they're all good things for, the ongoing improvement in
I'm a big fan of gold, so keep doing what you're doing. And because I know even a little improvement there can pay back really, really fast. So, well, thank you both for joining me. Welcome again to Automation Fair and enjoy the rest of the time here at Automation Fair 2023.